In this video series on MakerDAO, let's look at the Maker protocol, which is called the multi-collateral DAI system. I'm Corey, and on this channel I help you decode technology and innovation to grow your wealth on the journey to financial independence. In this video, let's pick up where we left off and look at the Maker protocol itself. Make sure to check out all the videos in this series to get the full overview of MakerDAO. See the link in the show notes below. So let's recap. MakerDAO is a DAO, and the broader ecosystem is comprised of MakerDAO, which is the protocol-based decentralized governance community, the MakerDAO token, MKR, the Maker protocol, the multi-collateral DAI system, and the DAI stablecoin, DAI that is separate from the Maker token. So let's look at the MCD, the multi-collateral DAI system. And if you missed my other videos on the Maker ecosystem, you can pause this video and watch those links in the show notes below. The MakerDAI protocol is called the multi-collateral DAI system, or MCD for short, and is one of the largest dApps on the Ethereum ecosystem. Visually, you can see on screen what the entire Maker protocol looks like. Personally, I think it has a Jackson Pollock feel, but in all seriousness, the protocol has a number of smart contracts and moving parts, which mean that many people may either oversimplify the protocol or simply gloss over key areas. In this video, I want to give you a solid overview, and I will include show notes links to resources if you really want to dig deeper into the architecture of the protocol, which can keep you busy for a few hours at minimum. The MCD was designed by a disparate group of contributors, including developers within the Maker Foundation and community contributors, and is the first decentralized finance or DeFi application to see significant adoption. The management of the Maker protocol is done via the governance token MKR. One MKR token, or one Maker token, locked in a voting contract equals one vote. Make sure to check out my video on the governance of Maker if you've not seen that yet, link in the show notes below. The Maker protocol enables users to create the cryptocurrency DAI. Current elements of the Maker protocol are the DAI stablecoin, the Maker collateral vaults, oracles, and voting. MakerDAO, which I have previously covered, serves as the governance DAO for the Maker protocol, where the community can decide on key parameters such as stability fees, collateral types, and rates charged such as interest, through the voting power of MKR or Maker token holders. The Maker protocol is one of the largest decentralized or dApp applications on the Ethereum blockchain, and as I mentioned, it was the first decentralized or DeFi application to earn significant adoption. So let's look at a little bit of history. In the 2017 iteration of Maker, the white paper described how anyone could generate DAI tokens with Ethereum as collateral through unique smart contracts known as collateralized debt positions, or CDPs. At that time, ETH was the only collateral asset accepted by the system. The DAI generated was called Single Collateral DAI, SCD, or SCI. Since then, the system has moved from a DAI credit system to the Maker protocol. They've also moved from the collateralized debt position, or CDP, to the Maker vault. Finally, the boom-bust spread has been replaced by the discount to premium spread. There was also a plan and roadmap set out to upgrade the system to support multiple collateral assets in addition to ETH, and in late 2019, the goal became a reality through the support for multi-collateral DAI, which was enabled by multiple collateral types finally being supported. You can see here on screen the difference between SCI and DAI. Okay, so next let's look at the specifics of the Maker protocol, starting with the DAI token. Note that I'll do a separate video going in depth on DAI. To summarize, the DAI stablecoin is a decentralized, unbiased, collateral-backed cryptocurrency that is soft-pegged to the US dollar. DAI is held in cryptocurrency wallets or within platforms and is supported on Ethereum and other popular blockchains. The collateral that backs DAI consists of other cryptocurrencies, and in case you're thinking, this is not a Terra Luna copycat. In fact, DAI predates Terra Luna. Okay, so next, DAI is generated, backed, and kept stable through collateral assets that are deposited into Maker vaults on the Maker protocol. The collateral asset is the digital asset that Maker holders have voted to accept into the protocol. As you can see here, USDC and ETH represent the largest holdings. Make sure to check out my video on stablecoins, link in the show notes below if you want to go further in depth on that. So, to generate DAI, the Maker protocol accepts as collateral any Ethereum-based asset that has been approved by Maker holders in Maker Maker vaults. Maker holders must also approve specific corresponding risk parameters for each accepted collateral. These and other decisions of Maker holders are made through the Maker decentralized governance process, as I've detailed in my video on Maker, which is also linked in the show notes below, as you could have guessed. Okay, so let's look at Maker vaults. All accepted collateral types can be leveraged to generate DAI in the Maker protocol through smart contracts called Maker vaults. Users can access the Maker protocol and create vaults through a number of different user interfaces, including Oasis Borrow and various other interfaces built by the community. Creating a vault is not complicated, but generating DAI does create an obligation to repay the DAI along with a stability fee in order to withdraw the collateral leverage and lock it inside a vault. Vaults are inherently non-custodial. Users interact with vaults and the Maker protocol directly, and each user has complete and independent control over their deposited collateral as long as the value of that collateral doesn't fall below the required minimum level. This is called the liquidation ratio, which we'll get into in a second. So let's look at liquidation vault risk. To ensure that there's always enough collateral in the Maker protocol to cover the value of all outstanding debt, the amount of DAI outstanding is valued at the target price. Any Maker vault deemed too risky, according to parameters established by Maker governance, is liquidated through automated Maker protocol auctions. Okay, so next, speaking of protocol auctions, Maker has three types of auctions. First, we have a surplus auction. The winning bidder pays Maker for surplus DAI from stability fees. The Maker received is burnt, thereby reducing the amount of Maker in circulation. Next, we have collateral auctions. The winning bidder pays DAI for collateral from a liquidated vault. The DAI received is used to cover the outstanding debt in the liquidated vault. So next we have the debt auction. In this case, the winning bidder pays DAI for Maker to cover outstanding debt that collateral auctions haven't been able to cover. Maker is minted by the system, thereby increasing the amount of Maker in circulation. So in addition to its smart contract infrastructure, the Maker protocol involves groups of external actors to maintain its operations. And these are keepers, oracles, and global settlers, also known as emergency oracles, and the Maker community members themselves. Keepers take advantage of economic incentives presented by the protocol. A keeper is an independent, usually automated actor that is incentivized by arbitrage opportunities to provide liquidity in various aspects of a decentralized system. So in the Maker protocol, keepers are market participants that help DAI maintain its price target of $1. They sell DAI when the market price is above the target price, and they buy DAI when the market price is below the target price. Keepers participate in surplus auctions, debt auctions, and collateral auctions when Maker vaults are liquidated. So now we have oracles and global setters, and they're external actors with special permissions in the system assigned by Maker voters. For example, price oracles provide the Maker protocol with real-time information about the market price of the collateral assets in Maker vaults in order to know when to trigger liquidations. So let's round out here and look at emergency oracles. Emergency oracles are selected by Maker voters and act as a last line of defense against an attack on the governance process or on other oracles. So emergency oracles are able to freeze individual oracles, for example, an Ethereum oracle or a BAT oracle, to mitigate the risk of a large number of users trying to withdraw their assets from the Maker protocol in a short period of time, as these oracles have the authority to unilaterally trigger an emergency shutdown. Emergency oracles bring up an important topic, which is the risk of algorithmic stablecoins, especially in light of the Terra Luna collapse. So to be fair, MakerDAO is not Terra Luna, so I want to make that very clear. However, my broader point is that the innovation of collateralized or algorithmic stablecoins are new in a historical sense, and there are always risks of either exogenous shocks or outright attacks on the protocol. And this is why everyone should do their own research to make sure they hold tokens in protocols that they understand and where they are comfortable taking the risk known and unknown. In this video and on my channel, I try to do my best to explain how these protocols work, but you always have to keep in mind that these are complex systems that are dynamic and interconnected, just like the traditional financial system. So let me know what you think about the Maker protocol. Be on the lookout for my follow-up video on the DAI token. And make sure to check out my weekly newsletter for all things digital assets, linked in the show notes below. Join me on the path to decoding technology and innovation to grow your wealth on the journey to financial independence. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time.